Hi, my name's Jake Miller and you're on Oompher.com. We're here today at Seek in downtown Auckland with one of our sponsors, Anna-Marie Gates-Bowey, to talk about her career in marketing and the advice she has for you coming into roles like hers. So Anna-Marie, thank you very much for joining me.
Hey Jake.
Yeah, how you going? Thanks very much for supporting Oompher. It's great to have you guys on board.
No problem.
Yeah, how long have you been with Seek for?
I've been with Seek for about 15 months now.
Okay, you enjoy it?
Yeah, love it.
Best thing about the company?
Oh, the people, the culture is awesome, yeah. And just being part of something that's just so innovative.
Yeah,
like
free hot chocolates?
Free hot chocolates, yeah, always goes down well.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. So Oompher is all about inspiring people to achieve extraordinary things. So who and what during your life has inspired you?
Oh, I think there's a raft of people. One person in particular really sticks in my mind, and she was the person that gave me a chance first off. So I left school at 17, decided not to go to university, and applied for a job working for the National Health Service in the UK, to be in their communications and marketing department. And yeah, she reached out, gave me the job and gave me a chance. And she taught me a lot of the things I know today, even from the smallest thing, from answering the phone to a journalist to, writing a press release.
Okay, and did you always want to get involved with marketing and communications back then, or was that something that just kind of fell into place back then?
No, like back in the day, I always used to want to be a journalist.
Okay,
like that was
right.
the one thing. I always wanted to be a journalist. I was like, as a little kid, I used to collect pens and pencils, and I always used to write stories. And yeah, that's definitely was kind of what got me on my career journey. Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Okay, and why, was there any reason you decided not to go to university? Were you just keen to get straight into it, or was it just not your thing? Or
Yeah, I think I just wanted to start earning some money and be independent, and I guess I took a bit of a risk, but I was lucky because I was supported by my parents. My mum did say to me, you're not going to uni unless you get a decent job. So luckily the one for the my job for National Health Service quantified that for my mum, so she gave me a blessing and away I went. So I had a lot of support back home, which was awesome.
Yeah, cool. And you've done some pretty cool roles since then, such as I'm just going to read them out because there's quite a few here, such as communications and media manager at the New Zealand Police. Did you enjoy that?
That has probably been obviously I love Seek, but that job for me was number one, awesome. The best. Yeah, okay. So much variation. It was awesome.
Yeah. So communications manager at Marcoms, and today obviously marketing manager here in Seek in New Zealand. So what would you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned from these roles about marketing communications that you'd pass on to people looking to getting into that field?
I think one of the biggest things is this is an industry that changes so quickly, and you just need to keep on top of those trends. You need to understand the technology that's out there, understand what your channels can actually do, the reach the amount of people that you can reach when you need to get a message out there. And I think that would probably be the key thing for me, just keeping abreast of all of that technology that is out there at your fingertips.
Yeah, and what have been the biggest changes in the industry from when you first got involved?
Oh, well, yeah, definitely the technology side. Social media. Well, you didn't even have social media, and I'm not even that old. But yeah, totally. Like when we used to send out a press release, it was kind of like bring the guys into the office and tell them what was going on. And even in terms of advertising, like making ads and pushing them out through TV. Now we do a lot of things through digital channels like YouTube, and so lots of variation.
Cool. And just talking about age, thanks very much for your invitation to your 50th last month. Just right, and what differentiates people who are really, really good at marketing, in your opinion, to people who just don't really get it? Like, what's the main difference?
Oh, look, I think everyone brings something different to the table. Maybe that sounds like a little bit of a PC answer, but for me, the people that I enjoy working with are the people that are really passionate about what they do. They need to love it. They need to live it and breathe it. And I think part of that is to make sure that you're working for a business that you are passionate about, you believe in what they're trying to deliver. Because I think that way, whatever level you're at, you're always helping motivate other people. But I love process-driven people as well, because I'm not that way. My brain doesn't work that way. So if I've got someone on my team that's like that, then that's awesome. But I think there's all sorts of tools in a toolbox, and you need all of those tools to make it work. So
awesome. And I mean, as we've talked about, you've had some cool roles over a lot of different companies. So what have you done differently to get yourself in the door, or position yourself in such a way to get these jobs? Have you sort of had a strategy of how to get the next job, or has it just kind of fell into place?
No, I think, I moved to New Zealand when I was 20. So when I'd been working for the police in the UK before I got here. So in the back of my head, that's kind of what I wanted to go into when I got into New Zealand. And I literally picked up the phone and made a phone call and just talked to a lady that was doing the job that I pretty much wanted in Auckland City. And she remembered me from that phone call that we had. And about a year and a half later, she got in contact and said that a job had come up. So that was awesome. Cool. So a little bit old school. I didn't go on a website, say you can find a job, but I picked up a phone and just rang the person that I thought would be able to connect me, and in the end that worked, so that was great.
Awesome. And let's just talk now a bit more about, people changing jobs and your advice for people wanting to get into new roles and so on. So do you see lots of opportunities in New Zealand for people to be changing jobs at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. And I think Gen Y, Gen X, we're encouraged to change jobs. It's kind of expected. Every 2 years we're going to move on. We are a passionate, hungry group of young people that really want new challenges. And I think as long as, you're changing jobs for the right reasons, don't run away from a role. Run to your next job because you want that career development, you want that progression piece. Don't run because you're not enjoying where you're at. I think it's just, you need to just get that balance. But in terms of roles that are available in New Zealand, I think that there's more and more every day, and we're really lucky. And we're getting all sorts of people coming into New Zealand. Look at our migration rates, they're increasing by 10% every year, which is awesome. I think that we breed innovators here, and I think that's one because we're small and we can. But I think that it's the type of people that are here too. We've got these big brains, lots of entrepreneur kind of type figures like yourself, Jake.
Yes, I am.
No problem. And a lot of small, medium-sized businesses. Those SMEs, they're huge, and I think they provide a lot of opportunity as well. Because for someone that works in a big organisation, you could sit on a certain level, but then if you work in a SME business, then you've got access to the director of the business, and you'll be, you can learn a lot quicker.
So if you were to change jobs, what would be the main driver of change for you?
Just learning for me, definitely. I'd want to be able to learn a new industry. Obviously, I think I'd always want to stay in marketing communications, but if I was going into a new industry, I always find that quite interesting and challenging. Coming into recruitment has been a really big journey for me, from being in that kind of public sector, police, and then going into this.
Different field, eh?
Yeah, different field.
Yeah. So if you were to change, what would be the first step you would take?
If I was the first step, I'd create a Seek profile.
Yeah, I was just going to say, go on, Seek.
And make myself available to be searched by hirers looking for people to fill roles.
So there's headhunters functionality and stuff, is there?
Yeah. So if you create a Seek profile, you can put your CV on there, and what hirers can do, so whether they're from a corporate business or whether they're recruiters, they can actually search our database and pull the right person out for the job just by searching keywords, which is awesome. So if you've got those keywords in your CVs and they're typing them in, or you've worked for a certain business and they want someone that's come from that business, you surface first. So I do that.
Okay, that sounds good. And one of the things that we've spoken to quite a few people who have said they want to change or they're going to change, and they know what industry they want to get into, but they struggle with the how part, like how to actually go about the change or get the position that they want. So what's your advice for people to position themselves in such a way so that they get those positions that they really want?
Look, I am a bit old school, and I think that building relationships is one major driver of business. If you want a role in a certain industry, reach out to those people. Have a mentor that's in those industries, and really connect yourself, because when those jobs come up, if you put yourself out there and you've reached out to those people, they'll reach out back.
Yeah. Okay, and what are the mistakes you see people making then who are trying to get jobs and can't seem to get the ones that they want? Are there any consistent mistakes you notice across the industry as a whole?
I think some people are so desperate to change jobs that they literally take anything.
Right,
and I think that if you're not passionate, that completely comes through. And I think that, people can tell whether you're looking for a job for the wrong reason. So I think that, one, you need to be really clear on why you're wanting to change roles, and two, be able to articulate that, especially within an interview.
So what's the biggest risk for people in terms of trying to get jobs? Is social media an important thing?
Yeah, I think social media plays a massive part. Personal brand is so big nowadays, and I think lots of employers will, they look at social media, they want to see what this person's about, because I think in terms of taking someone on, you're not just looking, yes, you want them to be career focused, yes, you want them to be able to do the job, but you also want them to be a cultural fit. And I think that social media is a good way of rectifying if they fit in with the culture piece within the business.
And are CVs and stuff important as well these days, or is it more about getting in the door and selling yourself as opposed to having a bit of paper?
Look, I reckon CVs serve a purpose, but I think that there's heaps of different ways of how you can put yourself out there, whether it's more of a creative CV, whether it's a show reel, whether you've got examples of work, whether you can go that extra mile and put together something about, how you would evolve the current strategy, or I think it's just looking about how you can give that added extra, if you like, rather than just a CV.
Awesome. And just before we head into the quick fire questions in a minute, I've just got one more, I guess, to finish off on this segment. What would you say are 2 or 3 actionable tips that people can take today and implement to help themselves be more attractive for future jobs?
3 tips.
Yeah, or 2 or 3 actionable tips that people can take away from your experience at Seek.
Don't be scared to pick up the phone and put yourself up there. Have those
Okay.
conversations and connect yourself with the right people. Whether it seems a bit scary, like it's really easy to hide behind email, but I can guarantee if you pick up the phone, you're probably going to get a lot more rapport with someone rather than just typing an email, and the response is going to be far more compelling that way.
Yeah.
And I think just sounds really cheesy, but follow your passion. If you're passionate about something, you will succeed. So I think that if you align yourself with something that you really love, then you're going to be awesome at what you do.
Awesome. I've just got a few quick fire questions around BNZ and our work with BNZ, our principal sponsor, around their Be Good With Money messaging and just about you getting into the workforce and so on. So when was your first paid work? Like what age did you decide to get into the workforce?
Oh my goodness, my first job was when I was 13.
Oh,
and and I used to earn £1.50 an hour stacking shelves at my local grocery store.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, well, you got into it young. That's cool. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I think I always had that like independent thing happening. Like I wanted to be able to save up my pennies to buy my own things. So I can't say I enjoyed that job, but I did it.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to another young person or your younger self, let's say, about money and saving money and so on? Is there any advice you'd give to the young Anna Marie about that?
Yeah, look, I think I'm a bit of a spender. So for me, if I could rewind the clock now, I would definitely, I think what they say is 20% of your pay packet you should save. So if I had done that from back in the day, from 13, I'd be doing all right now. And I'm not saying, like money's the be all and end all, but it's good to have a bit of money saved up for those rainy days.
Awesome. And just finally on this, what does Be Good With Money mean for you, and how has that helped you in your life and in your business career as well?
Being good with money. Look, if you can save, good on you. If you can't, then maybe make an investment. Like the housing market and stuff's booming at the moment. So if you can do that, then go that way. But I think money comes with happiness. So don't just put everything on that. But if you're earning good money or you're earning any money, then definitely try and put some away.
Awesome. Right, so we're heading to our quick fire questions. And what's next for you personally, Anna?
Well, I'm loving working at Seek at the moment, and there's heaps of stuff going on here. So, I see this as my foreseen future right now, but I'm just looking at, just taking every development opportunity that gets thrown at me and just giving it all I got.
Awesome. And what leaders or people in the world have you learnt the most from and do you look up to the most?
I think Victoria Ransom would be an awesome leader that I'd look up to. One, because she gives so much kudos to the team that she had supporting her when she really cracked the big time. And
it was a pretty big effort, Wildfire, eh?
Not bad. What was it, 450 million?
Yeah, something like that.
Done all right. And just that she's just so humble. I think that is just absolutely awesome. Like she's just such a humble person.
Yeah, that's what I love about her the most. I think is you wouldn't know she's just such a nice person. You wouldn't know she sold this company for so many hundreds of millions of dollars. It's awesome. And what would the 16-year-old girl you were think of who you've become today, Anna Marie?
I don't know, I think I'm my own worst critic. So I think for me, I know in terms of like when I benchmark myself across people my own age, I know I've done quite well. But I think you should always strive to achieve more.
No slowing down, eh?
No slowing down.
Yeah. So what advice would you give? Is there any advice you'd give that 16-year-old version of yourself? Don't ever be complacent, and I think that there's been times in my career where I have been complacent, but sometimes you're lucky to be where you are, and you just got to give it all you've got. And what's something that you believe to be true that not many people agree with you on?
That I'm an awesome singer.
Can you give us an example?
I don't know if you're ready for it, Jake.
Yeah, we are.
No, I think this is just like the closing.
Is this the next interview we do some singing? Okay, awesome. Okay, so you can sing these if you want. Anna Marie, can you look down this camera here and tell us what are your wise words for the people of New Zealand?
Just keep striving, keep challenging yourself, and success is the outcome.
Awesome, Anna Marie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.